Hi world. I'm making this video to say that I'm about to play a video that is honest and vulnerable and raw, and one that I sat on for 2 months now. I made it thinking maybe I'll put it out into the world, and then I totally lost my courage and didn't. And I haven't for 2 months. However, the thing I'm gonna play, it'll speak for itself. It's very emotional, and a couple things 2 months later, I'm kind of like, it feels like it needs an addendum to just say, hey, I was in a really emotional place, and I still have those emotional days, but I've also had a lot better days, and I received a ton of catharsis from making the video, and I thought, oh wow, that's all I need to do for a while. And then I'm on a massive emotional healing journey right now, and I'm yearning for freedom to heal. I think when you heal, you feel free from all the sadness, and I'm looking for that final step, and I feel like I've exhausted so many other routes. So I'm trying this one, and it's truly for me, which I know feels so silly because I'm gonna put it in for people to watch it, but I think it's just, I'm trying this route, and I hope this makes me feel better and takes the weight off my chest. So I'm trying this, and it's the only time that I can find the courage to do it and put it in the light of 2021 is gonna be a new chapter full of brighter brights and less low lows. So with that, I wanna close this book on this year. And I'd like to release the feelings I'm keeping inside me that you'll see in what's about to play. I want to release them and put them out, and good riddance to 2020. So, okay. And if anything I talk about resonates with you and you're going through something like that, just remember this girl right here, right now is saying that it gets better. It gets easier. Those 2 months have continued to transform me, and I'm actively working to keep healing. And so I'm trying to step out. Okay. And with that, here we go. Hi, I am gonna take this moment and be brave. I thought I had the courage to do this like 7 minutes ago. This feels so freaking silly to have to make this, and I don't want to make this, and I don't even wish a reality in which this is a freaking thing, but frick it, I gotta do it because I think I'm living in a world of denial. Okay, my name is Margie. I'm gonna be brave, and I'm gonna talk about the question that you all have been asking me for half a year, and I have obviously been evading for so many reasons. You know, I went on American Idol. It's a reality television show. It's a wonderful opportunity. It was the experience of a lifetime, and I'm forever grateful. Makes me emotional. Part of what I think made my story resonate was truth and authenticity. When I went on, I was just like, okay, it was so divine, and I was like, I'm gonna be myself. Every bit that I am, whether it's crazy one moment, sad another moment, or falling on my face, I'm gonna be myself. And I saw the power and the beauty in being truthful, even if it's not the prettiest story. And I wanna keep that in my core. And I bring all of this up because the last 6 months, I have been completely avoiding a topic that anyone sitting here watching this video probably knows, which is my relationship that was so beautifully portrayed on American Idol the second time around. When I went on American Idol, it was because it was my dream. It was my childhood dream. It was a dream that I carried for 2 decades. And when I got an opportunity to do it again, I absolutely grabbed it by its heels and was like, of course. And when I got the opportunity to share it with a person I loved so, so dearly, and wanted the world for, I took that. The reason I brought up authenticity was because when there's something so genuine and pure and honest, it really has the power to radiate when it's, you know, on TV and being so beautifully edited by wonderful producers who see it in real time and they're like, wow, we want to wrap this up and show it to the world. Part of that was the love that he and I shared. It was true and so honest and so beautiful. And it spoke to all of you and it stood out. And what's so crazy about this show is that a lot of people do it, hundreds, thousands, and they don't even get their story shown. And if there's something really beautiful and special about your narrative on that show, a lot of which that narrative, it unfolds in a divine way. You can't even control it. If the cards fall in your favor, you get your story shown. And our relationship stood out. We were very in love, and you guys could see that. And I know that as I would completely be in your shoes too, completely invested in our relationship and cheer us on together. And it was so amazing. And I'm so grateful from the bottom of my heart. And the way you guys loved on us was gorgeous. And it's so emotional, and I'm so, so grateful. However, this is the elephant. This is the stupid elephant that I have been avoiding for 6 months and not wanting to speak on for 6 months for so many reasons. So at first, because I was on the floor, literally. Then because I had no words to describe it. And then because I was worried if I spoke on it, it would look like I needed attention. And then I almost spoke about it because thought I was at my wit's end. And then I got a burst of strength and was like, no, if you push a little further, they won't ask about it anymore. And here I am 6 months out, and I still get messages every single day in my inbox and in my comments on social media, and I'm getting better at reading them. And so I push off speaking about it because I'm like, just a little longer and they'll stop asking. And then some days it hits me like a dagger, and I see something, you know, in a conversation two people have who are just intrigued and they've been doing a little digging, right? And I get a knife to the stomach. And I don't know why I have the courage today, but it feels like it's time. I have no desire to speak of the details. One, because I never wanted to speak on this when I was emotion-filled, and when I was rage-filled or sadness-filled or whatever. I wanted to make sure I could sit back and be clear, and think rationally and think with logic before just putting something out into the world and it not be thought through and me regretting it. I did have the foresight not to do that, but it's just come to a time where I'm trying to heal, and I'm doing all the right things, and I'm doing all the steps, and I'm talking to all the right kinds of people to help me moving forward in my life and doing all of these things. And what's tough is I'm sitting in a pandemic where the world is still stagnant. Things haven't returned to normal or what they were before. And I think there's a little piece of me that's like, oh, this is all gonna go back to how it was. I'm just on a break. There's a piece of me in there somewhere deep down, despite moving forward and trudging along every single day. There's something holding me back. And I'm realizing maybe the reason I'm not pulling the trigger and just saying something out loud is because I read somewhere once, like, don't put anything on the internet unless it is permanent. And there's denial written all over me not wanting to talk about this. But I need to heal. I need to move on. I need to be able to embrace my life, and I'm my best friend, and move on and experience so many amazing, beautiful things about this world, and do it truthfully and do it authentically. And frick, I just gotta come out with what I'm trying to say. Yes, there was a breakup. The person I was with on American Idol, I'm no longer with. And what's been tough for me is I know a lot of people have messaged me and be like, can't you just address it? Can't you just address it? I don't know. You just see these like couples who've been in the public eye to any degree post like a picture of each other and be like, we have broken up and we've chosen to go our separate ways, and there's so much love and respect and kindness between the two of us, and then we hope you can respect our privacy. I know that that's typically what happens. The problem is, and I say this with no aggression, but just with honesty, I don't want to be a liar. And the breakup was not kind, it was not caring, it was not respectful, it was not loving, it was all the opposite of those words. And I don't want to spill tea, and the reason for that is because when you are in a relationship for years and years with someone, it's not just you and that person intertwined, it's you and that person and their family and their communities, all of those things wrapped together, and those people intertwined that you love and care and respect the most. And I want to protect some of those people, and I want to still be graceful and still be gracious. However, I am also trying to heal, and I am trying to be honest, and I want to be authentic, and I want to be open, and I don't want to be in any peace denial because I want to do the work and I want to move on. And I really leaned into sharing about my relationship online, and now just not speaking about it is this big, fat, huge elephant in the room, and fudge. I need to be open and honest. And I also, some days, I feel rage, I feel anger, and I want to act on emotion and just shout it out, shout something rude or whatever out loud to the universe, because we're all humans. And then I'm like, you know what? I need to have some self-control, which I've had an immense amount of for half a year. And I think that this is the most gracious way to do it and still respect myself and value myself high and not be a liar. So there's no tea. I will not be spilling it. I don't want to. I think, to each his own, but also, I'm feeling brave right now, but a lot of times I also feel really not brave, and it is my heart, and it might just seem like a story to you or a set of facts, but it's my life, and my life got derailed, and the course of things is going to change now because of all of this. And it's a really wild experience when you plan your life with someone and you name your kids and you talk about where you're going to live and you fantasize and talk about all of these things, and then boom, they mean nothing. It's very bizarre, and I'm going through all the motions to heal and move forward and look finally on all of it and be so grateful, which I am. In an ideal world, if I could navigate this successfully without anyone ever having to know about it, or it never having to have had happen, would be awesome. That would be great. But I know through therapy, I know through lots of internal monologues with myself and a lot of deep thinking that I am in denial by not sharing, because I'm a sharer. I share everything else, and then now there's a big fat wall of me not talking about this thing. And frick it, I'm being brave, and I'm gonna upload this to my camera, and who knows if I'll edit it. I'll probably see this and be like, you don't look so good. I'm pretty hot right now. But what's the point of this, you ask? Metaphorically, hypothetically. The point of this is the questions have not ceased, and I try to build up this armor so that I can see the questions and not be bothered. And when you see the same slew of words over and over and over, are you broken up? Did you guys break up? Are you still with him? Blah, blah, blah. There's been a little bit of desensitization over seeing it every day for 6 months. But geez, what am I gonna die and never talk about it? I don't know. Or am I gonna move on and never have addressed it? That feels odd. And I guess if I could kindly ask if you guys to see this and just hear this, and like as a courtesy to me, just stop asking me about it. I'm tired of being not honest with everyone online when I'm putting up an honest front, and it just feels disingenuous and it just feels tiring. And I also think it's hindering me moving on, because there's denial, something in it. It's sewn into the threads of denial, the blanket I'm wrapped in, and I need to rip it off and throw it in the fire so that I can move forward. So my battery just died. Anyway, that's that. I think I covered all the bases. I think the reality of breakups is that they don't always happen clean. They don't always happen peacefully. Most of the time, most people aren't walking away happy. And most of the time, they're not public in any way. And most of the time, you can mute that person and never hear about them again. And that's just not the world I'm living in right now. So I have to act accordingly. There's all of this tension inside me. Tension of wanting to heal and move on and move forward. And there's dissonance, there's anger, there's frustration, there's so much sadness, there's grief, there's tiredness, fear, there's anxiousness, there's so much longing and nostalgia. So many emotions when this stuff happens. And you have to pack your bags and move forward. If there's that little piece of holding on, it's like you packed your bags and you left your water bottle back there, you know? And I think I'm leaving my metaphorical water bottle by just ignoring it. And I can't do it anymore. So I'm gonna be brave and hopefully do a favor to you guys by giving you a little bit of the truths that I know you're looking for. I can't blame you in any way, shape, or form. The only reason I haven't spoken on it is because my heart has been so sad. And I really wanted to be able to think about this before I just like randomly responded to a comment and was like, yep, like I didn't want to do it that way. And right now I'm feeling brave and I'm feeling good about this. And some days I want to, you know, and say more, but I want to make sure I look back and like, you were graceful and you were kind and also honest. So I can't lie. Everything in this video I've said is truthful. It's the truth. There's no other layer to it. It's sucky news. But in the spirit of me, which is optimism and gratitude, I believe in the same way that American Idol, the reason I'm making this video because it's the only reason you know who I am. If you know who I am, if you're just stumbling upon this video, hi. American Idol happened in such a divine way for a reason at this specific time. I also want to take that belief and put it to a bad situation and say, this is happening for a reason. God has a plan. I have faith in that. And there's a silver lining and a beautiful horizon on the other side. And that's why I want to do the work. And I'm doing the work. And I'm getting better. And the fact that I can sit here and talk about this is so cool. I'm really proud of myself. And it's vulnerable. But even the notion of putting this out there, I feel like, wow, I might actually be on the path to acceptance. And maybe if you guys are behind me, not in like a team way, but like just in a supportive way, maybe I can heal even more. All of the fear that has arisen from this and all of the sadness and all of the loneliness and all of the bad feelings, I want to harvest them and thank you to the pandemic, I have had time to feel them. And I've given myself the grace to feel them, and now, I don't know, something turned in me and I'm like, I want to make this into something beautiful that I definitely am not in a place where I see that yet. They say hindsight's 20/20. I don't really look back yet and I'm like, oh, that was for that reason, but I believe there will be one. So with that, I hope I leave this on a positive spin, and I'm thankful for all of anyone who watched this, I guess, and I'm thankful for the tremendous, beautiful change that going on American Idol did for my life, and all the courage that it gave me to take that opportunity and run like the wind with it. And I know I say American Idol changed my life, but I also was a piece of that. I took it upon myself to say, I'm gonna make sure this changes my life and changes my heart. I'm gonna keep running forward. And now then I did this and that's that. I really would actually like to say at the end of this, I'd never been through heartbreak before. Nothing like this before. If you are going through this for the first time, or especially during this pandemic, I am right there with you. I'm feeling all of what you're feeling, seriously, and I love you, and you are so not alone. Just remember that. You're so not alone, because I know it's such a lonely feeling, but I love you, and you are gonna get through it. And a friend told me when this first happened, a friend said to me, I'm so sorry you were visiting this place, which is Dumpsville, right? And we've all been there at some point, and I promise you there is an exit route, and you will get to leave, and then you will get off that highway and you will never think about that place again, and you'll push it out of your memory so hardcore. And it's really stuck with me to know that there's others experiencing this. You are not alone, and you will make it out. And I'm seeing the light, and I see the light, and this is part of the work that I have to do. It takes work, and it's a process. And I don't know how to wrap this up, so with that, I bid you adieu, goodbye. And please be kind in the comments if you're commenting on this. I'm proud of myself for this, and I love you. And thank you for being a part of this journey with me, and it's truly just the beginning. I have so much exciting stuff that lays ahead of me, and that I'm working on and working towards. And American Idol was chapter 1, kiddos, people out there. Chapter 1, that's pretty cool. So it's not the end, it's just the beginning. Yeah, and I think with acceptance, I'll have more fuel, I'll have more time to go after things I love and get my heart broken by something else. Because you know what? I believe it builds a strong person, and you've got to be strong in this life, because it's hard. The world is hard, and things happen you don't expect. Wink, wink. This whole year. Shoot. So with that, I'm actually logging off. I hope I covered everything, because I do not want to do this again. I love you, and goodbye.